So there's been all kinds of weathers in the last 6 years, and in spite of that, Indian REITs on an average have given approximate returns of around 16% per annum, which is an extremely good performance.
I'm here today with Ramesh from Mindspace, and Ramesh, I will ask you to start introducing yourself and Mindspace for our global audience, please.
I'm the CEO of Mindspace REIT. We have nearly 44 million square feet, predominantly office. We have assets under management of close to $5.2 billion with a market cap of around $3.4 billion.
Talking about the culture in India, real estate is a very known option from the Indians. And even with the ups and downs, how do you see that the REITs have been an accessible option for the Indian? Is this an all-weather instrument?
Great question, Rodrigo. I think it's definitely an all-weather instrument. Let's just look at the last 6 years. REITs as a product, the first REIT in India was set up in 2019. We listed in 2020, and let's see what all happened in 2020. 2020 was the COVID first wave. 2021 was COVID second wave. 2022 was work from home challenges. 2022 was the Ukraine war. 2023 was again work from home challenges. 2023 and 2024 were fluctuating interest rates. Last year, 2025 was tariff war. There was a short India-Pakistan war in between. Now 2026, obviously the fear of AI and the Iran war. So there's been all kinds of weathers in the last 6 years. And in spite of that, Indian REITs on an average have given approximate returns of around 16% per annum, which is an extremely good performance. Just look at the stock markets in the country. In the last 1 year, the Nifty and Sensex have given negative 8% returns. This year, again, minus negative 6% return. In the last 1 year, Rodrigo, we have given, meaning our REIT has given an approximate return of around 23%, a total return, which is including your price appreciation and the distributions which we give. So those are some of the things which investors should definitely keep in mind. In spite of all these tensions which you've seen in the world in the last 5-6 years, REITs have given that kind. Obviously, you have so many other benefits of investing in REITs for an typically, Indians like to own a lot of real estate, typically housing real estate. There was a time I used to know some diamond owner HNIs used to own 50 apartments. And today you see a lot of them wanting to invest in REITs. We've seen when we listed the number of unit holders of our stock was just around 8,000 people. And today we've seen it cross 100,000 people for us, and around 300,000 plus people have invested in Indian REITs. So multiple benefits, whether it's access to commercial real estate, access to professional management, diversification benefits, income benefits, hedge against inflation, tax benefits, growth opportunities. So multiple benefits, and REITs have shown the way.
Good, and we have been seeing a lot of movements from SEBI too, right? Late last year, they classified the REITs as equity, and more recently, I would say a week ago, right, they opened the window for REITs to be part of the indices. So I have another follow-up question to you is, what's the biggest challenge on doing the REITs expansion versus doing good returns? What's the biggest challenge you see, guys, nowadays?
Great question again, Rodrigo, but you need to find balance it. You can grow very fast by taking a lot of debt. We also need to keep in mind how much are you kind of controlling your LTVs. What are the different ways we can grow in? Organically, we grow every year when rentals go up because there is natural rent escalations built into the contract. There's always mark-to-market opportunities when a tenant leaves at a lower rate. Given that today the markets are very good, we can lease it at a higher rate. We still have some vacant space which we lease that increases NOI and distribution again. And for development, a portfolio like ours, today we have 8 million square feet under various forms of development which we develop and lease. Again, that leads to increased NOI. We've been very focused on that in the last 6 quarters. We have given distribution DPU growth of double digits for the last 6 quarters, double-digit distribution growth year on year. That's something which we've achieved. Last year alone, our NOI, last financial year, our NOI went up 29%, and our distribution went up 15%, which is again very, very significant. So in spite of all the tailwinds, we've been able to give that kind of returns.
In terms of composite, so do you believe that REITs work better in India than a single asset class REITs? So is there any balance that you believe is healthy?
We haven't seen any composite REITs in India so far. Like I mentioned earlier, it's 6-7-year-old instrument itself in the country.
Very new.
Yeah, unlike US, where it's been there since 1960. I think today most of the REITs, all the REITs are very focused. There is one retail REIT, the other five are very focused on office. But people like us, some of us have diversified into a little bit on the other asset classes side. Like today we have 5 data centers in our portfolio. We don't run the data center business. We are not operators of the data center business, but we give real estate to the data centers, to the colo players, who in turn give it to the hyperscalers. So we are there in that. We have 3 hotels in our portfolio. Again, we don't run the hotels. We do the real estate for hotels. We recently started a club in our portfolio in Hyderabad. We have many F&Bs in our portfolio. So I think India will get there one day where there would be composite REITs, but early today.
And how far are we now from a government owning the REITs?
That's a very interesting question. Incidentally, the finance minister in this February budget speech said that there would be public sector units. She wants to create REITs out of some of those public sector unit assets. The government has done a very fine job at InvITs. We already have 2 InvITs where the sponsor was the government power grid and national highways. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start seeing government owned REITs. So I think the direction is well set. The regulations are there. Look at some of these public sector units, ports in the country. They own so much of land, railways who own so much of land. Let's look at office like banks today. The other day someone was saying SBI has some 20,000 plus branches. Your life insurance corporation has some 2,000-3,000 branches. We can combine all that into pooled real estate vehicles. There is a definite opportunity, and government
infinite pool of opportunity.
Yeah, infinite pool of office real estate which the government has. Various PSUs who are doing so well. Multiple opportunities there.
Do you think there is any outperformer region in India? How would you compare north, south? Is there any region that is outperforming?
I would clearly say today the region which is outperforming is South India, and today close to, I would say, 65% of the overall office demand in the country today is just in South. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and 25 to 30% of office demand every year is in Bangalore. Around 18 to 22% of the demand is in Hyderabad, and around 8 to 12% of the office demand every year is in Chennai. So you add these 3, it's already 60-65%. Again, these cities have extremely high quality talent available.
Yes.
There's great real estate, commercial space available in these cities. Cost of talent is reasonable. Cost of real estate is reasonable. In all these 3 cities, you can find very good quality grade A office space at less than $1 per square foot per month.
Wow.
So they have great social infrastructure, very good physical infrastructure. So I think I would bet on South of India.
So a great combination of factors there.
All these factors.
And pretty much driven by all the global capability centers, the GCCs.
Exactly. Like Hyderabad last year saw 46% of the new GCCs entering India every year, more than 100 plus GCCs enter India. And 46% of them went to Hyderabad last year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so that also is helping markets in the south.